Changes for Widnes, just Kurt Sorensen coming off the bench instead of Joe Grimmer, who goes to number 15, and Richard Ayres comes in for the injured Paul Hume. Wigan kick off with 6 changes from the side which was beaten in the Charity Shield, but of course that game can't be taken as bearing any resemblance to what we can expect here today at Norton Park. Wigan with Steve Hampton, Joe Lydon, Sean Edwards, Andy Gregory, Martin Dermott and Andy Goodway all coming back into the side. Joined in the commentary box today by John Foden, ex-Wigan and Widnes player, and now successful coach of the amateur Falmouth club in Widnes and the amateur Lancashire side as well. And we'll be hearing from John shortly, but in the meantime that's a penalty to Widnes. Richard Ayres having the ball pulled away. Davis puts the ball into touch just short of the halfway line. Mackenzie takes a quick tap. Chris Asher taking the ball in. Slipped it out to David Hume, but Mr. Allard judges a forward pass. Near capacity crowd at Norton Park. Spectators still coming in through the turnstiles. Bright sunny day, nice firm pitch. I think conditions here will suit both sides. We can expect hopefully to see some good open rugby, although both sides will be looking to keep tight defences. Sean Edwards tries to get past David Hume, hands him off, but then Kurt Sorensen comes in to assist. Calvin Skerritt driving the ball in. Not really showing his true form at the end of last season and the start of this season. Calvin Skerritt will be hoping to prove himself and get in contention for the place when the Aussies come over next month. Gregory slips it inside, and that's a bad mistake there from Dennis Betts. So in the first 5 minutes, a scrappy start, both sides making knock-ons. David Hume feeds the ball, wins it, but offside. Yeah, Andy Goodway coming out to scrum early, so it's offside and another penalty to Widnes. Well, Widnes beat Wigan, as I say, in the Charity Shield. John, what do you think Dougie Lawton said to the players about getting that game out of the mind and taking this one seriously?
I don't think he'll have to wind this team up today. They'll be all ready to beat the old enemy, and they've made a pretty good start now on the attack, and should be a good next 5 minutes.
It's like Widnes moving the ball out to the right, trying to get the ball out. Kurt Sorensen caught in possession. Mackenzie slips it out to Richard Ayres. Richard Ayres made a good impact in his first game back after injury against Whitehaven last week, and he's kept his place in the side for today. David Hume switches the play to the right-hand side. So it's Widnes now on the attack. Coloto comes in on the blind side. That's a smashing run from Mimosa Coloto. Came from 15 yards out. Mackenzie's picked him up on the blind side. Mackenzie chips through. The ball's taken by Jed Byrne on the left wing. Now it's Wigan in possession. Well, that's a risky pass there from Dean Bell. I beg your pardon, from Kelvin Skerritt, I think it was, throwing the ball out one-handed in front of his own sticks. And indeed, Wigan have lost the ball, and Marlow now slips it back. Holiday couldn't hold it, but Currier came across. And Currier manages to get the ball out to a fire, and the fire's going to go down Preston. He hands off Preston, slips it inside, and David Hume just couldn't pick it up. A promising move there from Widnes. Currier picked up the loose ball, took it on the Wigan defence, went to the outside and gave the ball to Martin Afire. He slipped it inside and David Hume just couldn't hold it. Good start for Widnes, John.
Very good start, Gary. Widnes applying the early pressure. And they've also got the ball against their head. No, just lost it. Very good start by Widnes. Wigan under the cosh at the moment, and I think they'll just try to settle it down and clear the line.
David Hume nearly taking the ball out of that scrum, but just not managing to keep hold of it. But again, Wigan have lost the ball, and this is superb tackling from Widnes, causing all sorts of mistakes in the Wigan defence. Wigan have turned the ball over twice now in the last 2 possessions, and they've given away a penalty for offside. Joe Lydon, and I've got a feeling now that Widnes will go for the 2 points. And up steps Jonathan Davis. I think that coming from good Widnes tackling, John.
Very good Widnes tackling, an old Widnes trademark is tackling, and Wigan will be kicking themselves for turning that ball over, that's trying to clear the line and then going offside. Joe Lydon of all people. Bad mistake.
So up steps Jonathan Davis, and he pops it over, no problem. Well, that ball nearly went as far as the town hall. 2 points to 0 to Widnes. It's a brilliant start from Widnes. So Joe Lydon restarts, puts the ball deep to John Devlow. Devlow takes it on the bounce, drives it in, but Devlow's lost possession, and that's not offside. Good decision there from Mr. Allett, because the Wigan player pulled the ball out of Devlow's hand and was the last person to touch it, so Kurt Sorensen was onside. And now Widnes move the ball out to the left-hand side. Imosi Kaloto, well taken by Alan Tate, the ball slightly behind Tate, just managed to take it with his right hand. And a knock-on, a very unusual mistake from Phil McKenzie behind the play of the ball. I think Widnes perhaps just a little bit over-anxious. Well, who would have thought that the first game of the season at Norton Park would be a second-round cup competition, and who would have thought it would be Widnes and Wigan with a crowd of around 14,000. Penalty to Wigan. I think that was for the Widnes player coming out the scrum early before the ball was away. New instruction to referees this season from Mr. Lindop. So it's now Wigan on the attack. Good way, Skerritt drives the ball in. Got to give Kelvin Skerritt credit for his early performance so far. He's certainly attempting to prove himself. Gregory comes on the run round. Hampson. Well, it's Dennis Betts picking up the loose ball. And now it's Gregory. What's Gregory going to put on here? Wigan certainly missed Gregory in the Charity Shield match, but David Hume takes care of him. Sean Edwards. Edwards brings it back, sidesteps Hume, just manages to get past him. Takes a look at Kurt Sorensen. And Sorensen moves into the tackle, but now Widnes have got to defend. Gregory's come into it. A great ball from Gregory, almost. But Dean Bell was just caught by Tony Myler. And yes, it's a penalty to Widnes. Andy Gregory there giving away 2 penalties. I think he was protesting about the tackle on Dean Bell, and then he carried on arguing, and the referee gave a further 10 yards. Well, Wigan seemed like coming back into it, but again, another mistake. Bad discipline. McKenzie gives it to Hume. Kurt Sorensen comes short. Wigan still using this sliding defence method that Widnes have used for the past few seasons. It didn't pay off at Swansea because the Wigan defence wasn't able to move across the pitch quickly enough to account for the Wigan speed. But coach John Mooney has stuck with it, and that's a mistake by Richard Ayres. Both sides seeming to take time to settle down. Gregory gets it to Edwards. Bell comes in. Bell almost got down Jonathan Davis there, but Davis just managing to grab him by the shorts. Platt took the ball low down on his hip, managed to hold on to it. But now Wigan having a good spell of pressure. They'll be looking for something from this. Ball goes out to Goodway, but the overlap had gone, and Goodway almost dragged into touch by Fire, Davis and McKenzie. Preston gives it to Skerritt. Skerritt against Sorensen. Gregory. And Gregory dummied. Andy Platt there and went through a gap. And that's a try for Andy Goodway. Superb play by Andy Gregory. Dummied the inside ball. The Widnes defence took the dummy. And Gregory was able to get the ball out. Andy Goodway was coming in on the burst, and he went through. Well, really, there was a gap a mile wide in the Widnes defence. Good play by Andy Gregory.
Very good play by Andy Gregory there. He sold a dummy twice, which you don't sell dummies in your own 25. Widnes took 2 dummies, and a nice inside ball to Andy Goodway. Finished up under the sticks.
So a lapse in concentration from Widnes allows Wigan in. And Wigan now in the commanding position. So Widnes had the better of the first 10 minutes, but the last 5 minutes have certainly belonged to Wigan. A number of intriguing battles going on here for test places. Alan Tate and Steve Hampson. Got Joe Lydon against Jonathan Davis. Both will be aiming to get into the Great Britain squad for the Aussies visit. Tony Myler and Shaw Edwards, and Andy Gregory and David Hume, to name but a few. Les Holiday, of course, will be looking to be recalled as well. But Andy Goodway, having scored that try, will be battling to make the place his own. So there's a lot at stake in this match. Not the type of thing you'd usually expect from the first home game of the season. That's a good kick, and Devereux, an uncharacteristic mistake, but the ball went backwards. Devereux picks it up, charges in, takes the tackle. Hume was coming to the blind, but Currier went on his own. David Hume goes behind and play the ball. Devereux goes on the dummy. Well, Kurt Sorensen very lucky not to be penalised for crossing there, because John Devereux made his dummy run and then stopped still. Dean Bell was about 5 yards offside then, but play goes on. Well taken by Steve Hampson, and it's Hampson running at a Fire. Well, that was a good tackle, nearly a good tackle by Martin Afire. I think he just caught Hampson's head. Steve Hampson's got a word or two to say about that. Mr. Howard says it was too high. I think Afire was aiming to cover the ball there, John.
Looked a good tackle to me, Gary. I think he was very unlucky to be penalised for that.
It's always difficult for referees to judge between a high tackle and a tackle that's covered in the ball. In that case, Mr. Howard gave the benefit to Steve Hampson. That's good running from Andy Platt, but well met by Kurt Sorensen. Jonathan Davis in, helping hand. Wigan moved the ball out to the left. Gildart nearly slipping it out, but just deciding to keep hold. And now Edwards comes into the line. Dean Bell, well tackled by Chris Ashurst. Ashurst has made a good impression in the first 2 games of this season, fighting for a regular first team squad. But again, it's another mistake. This time it's from Sean Edwards. And Ashurst it is who pounces on the ball. Sorensen stopped before making any headway. And let's move it out. Coloto's coming into the line, but that was a bad run around and misunderstanding between Myler and Hume, allowing Dennis Betts to come up with the ball. And now it's Wigan moving it to the right. Andy Gregory, Edwards, out to Preston. This time it's Preston who makes the mistake. Knock on. Well, Wigan win the ball. That ball hardly went into the scrum. It bounced off the Widnes props' feet and away from Hume. And Wigan now in possession. Steve Hampson comes into the line, and Hampson's still going. Well, how did Hampson get away from that? Two Widnes tacklers seem to end up entangled with each other, and Steve Hampson kept going. And Wigan now on the Widnes 10-yard line. The referee, Mr. Haig, puts his flag up on the far side. I think a penalty looks to be against Andy Currier. Bad mistakes, John, on both sides.
Yeah, the game's not settled down at the moment, Gary. Some uncharacteristic mistakes by both sides. Dropping the ball. It's a lovely day. The ball's dry. It should be easy to handle the ball. At the moment, Widnes are really under pressure and not looking too good at the moment. Another penalty as well.
Yes, penalised for not being 10 yards. Well, that's a basic mistake, really. And now the Widnes players hemmed on the line, and Wigan, well, Sean Edwards is shouting to put the ball over the sticks. And Wigan, well, Wigan seem to want to go for goal. Mr. Allott wouldn't let them. But it's Wigan still on the attack. Gregory and Platt do a run down. That's a good ball out to Edwards, and now Preston nearly gets down the fire, but a good tackle from Martin Afire. But the ball's still coming to the blind side. That's good running from Gildart. And now Widnes under pressure on their own line. Gregory. Coloto did well to come into the Wigan line there and cut off the pass, but the ball's still moving across. And Hampson sidesteps Coloto and goes through a gap. Good tackle by David Hume. Covered in across from Hume, but the ball's going to the blind again. Kelvin Skerritt with a great tackle that time from Andy Currier. And it's the last tackle. I can see an up and under comes in, a little chip for the corner. Currier takes it over the line. And it's a tap out on the 25-yard line. And the ball moved away quickly. Well, Sean Edwards was offside, and surely that should be a sin bin offence. Edwards should be in the sin bin for that technical offence, because it stopped Widnes gaining the advantage. And referees have been instructed to sin bin players for that. So Widnes in possession from the penalty. Chris Ashurst just being dumped by Dean Bell. Sorensen, well, I've got the feeling Sorensen might not have been expecting that, but he gets it out to David Hume, and Hume's going to Afire's wing, but Afire just couldn't make it in time. I think Afire was moving infield at the time when the ball was moving across. Myler, dummies, he's got Afire on his left. He's still going. Well taken by Richard Hers, a great pick up by Richard Hers. And Richard Hers is still going. He gives the ball to Afire, but it was just too low. But good attack from Widnes, started by David Hume. Kurt Sorensen got the ball going. Richard Hers carried on the move, just couldn't get the ball out to Martin Afire. That's a good tackle from Imosi Coloto. Widnes now looking to keep Wigan in their own half and force them to kick in this spell of 6 tackles. Wigan moving the ball to the right-hand side. Gregory is going to do a long one. Well, he does a short one instead. It goes to Dean Bell. Bell's tackled by 3 Widnes players. Last tackle, it's going to be a chip down. Well, the blind side was open then for Gregory, but he kept hold, and he gave the pass to Sean Edwards, but Tony Myler was right on top of him there. Holiday nearly spots a gap. Martin Dermott takes him down the legs. Chris Ashurst gets it out well to Holiday. The ball can go out to the right, but there's nobody with Kurt Sorensen. Durge drives it in. Holiday puts a kick in, it's a long one. It's a good kick from Holiday, it should just find touch in the corner. And it does, a smashing kick from Les Holiday. He's been a good asset, John, for Widnes since signing on at the end of last season.
Yeah, very good asset indeed. He's in the mould of McAdams. Great footballer. Very good rugby league footballer, loose forward. McAdams, Doug Lawton mould.
And this time Widnes come up with the scrum against the head. It's the second scrum against the head in the game. Martin Afire goes behind the play of the ball. Holiday moves it out to Myler. Myler dummies and comes back inside. Nothing really on there for Tony Myler. I think perhaps a few drives in just to settle it down here. Well, it's Alan Tate driving the ball in. Should be some Widnes forwards now looking to come up. Kurt Sorensen seems to have taken a bit of a knock, but Chris Ashurst takes on the responsibility, moves it to the left, and now Widnes lining up out on the right hand side. Coloto takes it, he's telling Holiday to come with him. But Widnes not really doing anything with these 6 tackles. The ball's got to go somewhere now. Hume puts a long chip in, that's a good chip from David Hume. And it did come off Mark Preston's hand on the left wing, Jed Burns' hand on the left wing. So it's Widnes to feed the scrum. That was an intelligent kick from David Hume because Devno was charging onto it as well in the far side. And this time Hume comes up with the ball out to Myler. Widnes have got a move on the outside. It's a good ball out. That's a great ball to Martin Afire. What a superb ball from Alan Tate to Martin Afire. And Wigan's sliding defence was well and truly exposed there. David Hume's kick resulted in the scrum, and Widnes obviously knew that they were going to move the ball out from the scrum. It came out to Hume, he moved it out to the defence. Alan Tate came into the line, and that was a superb long ball out, taking the Wigan defence on the outside, and Martin Afire was unstoppable. Good ball out, John.
Brilliant ball, that's Gary. That's what you say about rugby union wingers and rugby league wingers. Mark Preston was pulled right out of position there. A lovely long ball from Alan Tate, bisected him, left Martin with a bit of a gap, and he doesn't stop Martin when he's got that kind of chance.
So this is a difficult one for Jonathan Davis. 5 metres in from the left-hand touchline. The ball perched on a mound of sand. He doesn't take a long run up, Davis. That's a super kick, right between the uprights, right over the black mark on the stanchions of the goalpost. Brilliant kick from Jonathan Davis. So Wigan again to restart with Joe Lydon. Mark Preston won't be happy with himself for letting Martin Afire get that overlap. But to be fair to Preston, really it was a superb ball. And it's very difficult to stop Martin Afire when he gets a chance like that. So with 10 minutes to go before half-time, Widnes back in the driving seat, 8 points to 6. They'll be looking to hang on to this lead. And offside against Wigan. And again, arguing with Mr. Allett, and really this is silly from Wigan. Dean Bell it is this time, who's pulled up for arguing. Kelvin Skerritt, I think, giving away the original penalty for being offside at the play of the ball. And now Davis is going to put Widnes right back down on the Wigan 22. Just 10 metres short of the Wigan line. That's good running from Kurt Sorensen. And now the Widnes backs lined out deep into the right-hand side of the field. David Hume, Chris Ashurst drives it in again. Les Holiday is waiting outside David Hume. And he's got Coloto coming in on his shoulder as well. Hume does a run around, gives it to Coloto. But Coloto was met well there. That's a good tackle from Sean Edwards. Alan Tate comes into the play, dummies the kick. Settles it down. Mackenzie, dummies again. Richard Hurst goes through a gap and he just can't get the ball up, but well picked up by Les Holliday. That was a superb pick up by the Widnes loose forward. But great running again from Richard Hurst. And it's the last tackle for Widnes. Mackenzie, dummies again. Currier gets it back out to Myler. And what's Myler going to do? Well, it's a long overhead pass, and John Devereux this time's got the overlap. Another superb score on the wing for Widnes. Well, that was unbelievable. That try there came from nothing. Les Holliday picked up a loose ball and took it in. And on the sixth tackle, Mackenzie dummied a few times. They managed to get the ball back to Tony Myler, but Tony Myler was surrounded. It was like Custer's last stand, and he just did a football type throw-in. Threw it wide out to John Devereux on the wing, and I think the Wigan coach now, John Mooney, will have to be thinking whether this sliding defence is going to work for him or not. That was a superb score for Widnes. John Devereux gets the well-deserved round of applause as he makes his way back to position. Jonathan Davis again faced with a daunting touchline kick. This time it's on the right-hand side of the field. Again, it's a short run up, just 3 steps. And it's another super kick. What a brilliant kick from Jonathan Davis. He's really got his kicking boots on today. He got some practice in last week against Whitehaven, but he didn't manage to kick them all. But that was a brilliant kick, the second one from Davis. And I think on this performance, he's going to be in the Great Britain squad on his kicking alone. So Wigan kick off again on 5 minutes before half-time. Coloto takes the ball in, but this is a brilliant position for Widnes to be in. 14 points to 6 up. Coming up to the interval. Richard Hurst drives it in. He's had a superb game, a superb half, Richard Hurst. Mackenzie dummies, gives it out to Myler. But Myler can't go anywhere. Well, Myler does go somewhere. He just managed to get the ball out as he was still moving. The ball comes out to Sorensen. I know it's Currier. Currier kicks. Well, perhaps there was no need for Andy Currier to do that because Steve Hampson was in position. I think Steve Hampson was hoping that Currier would be out of position. But you don't catch a full-back of that calibre out of position too often. I know David Hume's penalised. That was nearly a good break for Widnes. So Wigan now looking to pull something back before half-time. Skerritt drives it in. Well met by Chris Ashurst and Coloto. Andy Goodway runs straight at Kurt Sorensen and Les Holliday. Andy Platt, should say. Now Gregory to move it out to the right. Edwards is into the line, switches it back inside to Betts, but there was no way through. Good defence from Richie Hurst and Mackenzie. Still coming out to the right hand side. This time it's Ian Gildart taking it in. Wigan going forward bit by bit, and Widnes caught offside. Well, that's unfortunate because he was miles away from the play of the ball, but he still should have been onside. Some referees would have let that goal being so far over to the left hand side of the pitch. But that's no excuse for being offside at the play of the ball. Gives Wigan a chance to pull 2 points back. It's a happy position for Widnes to be in, John. Not this particular one, but leading by 14 points to 6, coming up to the interval.
Yeah, after a bad start, Gary, they seem to have got their act together and started playing some good rugby. I think John Mooney will have to have a word with his 2 wingers at half-time. They've been pulled out of position twice, and 2 tries has been the result.
So Joe Lydon now with what should be kickable for him. And it is simple kick for Leiden, puts it over, pulls 2 points back for Wigan just on the stroke of half time, making it 14 points to 8.